Is the role of an instructional designer to listen to the client and build exactly what they're asking for? Well, it depends if we want to give the client what they think they want or what they actually need. Let's do some learning. So a client calls asking us to create some system training for their customer service team. When we ask why, they tell us that since moving to a new sales system, they found the team are not consistently keeping records of their conversations with clients, which are needed so customers don't have to become frustrated from repeating themselves each time they call, which makes sense. So we meet with the client to gather their requirements and begin to storyboard and develop a learning product showing how to save client records into the new sales system. The learning product is approved and rolled out to learners, and 3 months later, the problem still remains. What do we do wrong? When we receive a request from a client to build something, it's easy for us to get caught up in wanting to give the client exactly what they're asking for. There's a problem here though. How do we know if what they're asking for will actually solve their problem? To find out, we need to identify the issue causing the problem. Let's rewind a bit and talk to our learners before storyboarding a solution. Upon interviewing members of the customer service team, we find out that most of them don't actually have a problem with the computer system at all. There are procedures already available, which are easy enough to follow. Instead, our learners report that the amount of information they need to enter about the client conversation each time takes too long, so they often skip that step so they can continue on to take calls and reach their call quotas for the day. So is this computer system training that our client wants us to create really what our learners need? The team are making a conscious choice to skip the record keeping part of the call because it takes too long. So what we have here is not an issue following procedure, but a behavioural issue. The second consideration is what's causing the behavioural issue. In this case, team members are concerned with meeting their call quotas each day. If these quotas are unrealistic, they may take whatever shortcuts they can in order to meet those quotas, particularly on busy days when their colleagues are doing the same thing and they don't want to be the only one not meeting their quotas that day. So there appears to be a cultural issue affecting the team here as well. So what do we recommend to the client instead? Instead of teaching the team how to use the computer system, which they know how to use already, we should look to directly influence their behaviour by explaining how changing their behaviour around record keeping will help them catch up on the client's story, keep them happy during conversation, and get them where they need to be so they can move on to the next call more quickly, saving time for themselves, their colleagues, and their clients in the long term. Who doesn't want that? The second recommendation is for the area to possibly review its quota policies to see if there's a realistic amount of time for their staff to actually record conversation notes in between calls to allow the behaviour they want to happen take place. If the environment and culture are not conducive of a behaviour that we want our learners engaging in, it's unlikely we'll be able to influence the client's desired outcome with the learning product. The key word here is influence. As instructional designers and designers of learning, any learning product that we make can only influence an outcome. It can't guarantee it. This is because learner behaviours are self-driven, and if we want to change their behaviour, we need to let them know what's in it for them. Connecting learning through life by design involves helping others to solve problems through learning. It's not just as simple as problem, solution. When we're faced with a problem, there's always an underlying issue causing it. Identifying that issue gives us an understanding of what we can and can't influence, so we can then focus our efforts on a sensible learning solution that will help influence the client's desired outcome. And if we find there is no learning solution to the problem, well, that's great, because it saves us having to spend some time on a solution that in the end won't work, allowing us to focus our valuable time on the next learning product that truly matters. If you found this video useful, give it a like to let us know, subscribe to stay connected, and hit the bell icon to be notified of future videos. But until then, I'm Joel, and that's your learning for today. You're welcome. What do instructional designers do anyway? Isn't it just like articulate, do little clicky? Well, it depends if we want to give the client exactly what they want or what they actually need.